Chapter 2. Loose Ends. A woman's voice echoes through a dark city street. I find myself in the farmer's market of Delore. It's dark, much darker than it should be. The street lanterns are out, and black clouds cover the sky, concealing the moon's light. I hear it again. Someone calling my name from afar. This time, it's almost a whisper. I look for the source, but it's too dark. Walking down the street further, I catch something out of the corner of my eye. I see someone. I can just barely catch a glimpse of a dress as someone walks into an alleyway. In a full sprint, I take off. Rounding the corner, I stop. Standing at the end of the alleyway, facing the dead-end wall, is a woman. She's average in height, with long, beautiful black hair. Her figure is nearly perfect, with skin as white as snow. She lifts her hand to the brick wall, revealing beautifully kept black nails. Her hair flows and dances in the breeze like smoke from a fire. Her voice is gentle and warm. It's simultaneously soothing and intoxicating. It carries a sense of maturity to it. Her voice, it pulls me toward her. As I take my first step, the sounds of music begin to rise. Growing closer to the mysterious woman, the music grows louder. It's a soothing tune, played by a violin. Everything about this moment just feels right. I wake up. Laying on my side, my eyes open slowly to the stone wall encasing my room. Looking at the cracks and grooves on the wall, a sense of loneliness grows within me. For years now, I've woken up to these same cracks. The sense of familiarity once brought me comfort. Now it only reminds me of the prison I've placed myself in, the life sentence of a blade in the guild. My eyes are lightly swollen. Blinking hard several times, I try to focus them. Before they adjust, I sense something. Someone is in the room. I feel the weight of their eyes resting on my back. Normally, I would have pulled my throwing knife out from under my pillow and struck them. Fortunately for this intruder, I know who he is. Oren. Oren lightly laughs with a smirk on his face. I roll onto my back and stare at the ceiling. How long have you been standing there? Oren lifts an eyebrow to the question and completely ignores it. You've been sleeping for 3 days. And there it is, an accent unknown to this region. No one quite knows where Oren originated from, but some have suggested an island to the far north beyond the mountains. I once tried to investigate his background myself, but nothing in our records or Delore's master library had any leads. Rubbing my eyes, I sit up and let out a light yawn. I was having such a nice dream. With my eyes finally adjusted, I look over at him. He stood in the darkest corner of the room, as he always does. Being my handler, privacy really doesn't mean much to him. He's well known for barging into rooms when he had information or a writ for one of his assigned blades. Oren is an averagely built older man. He's a little over 5.5 feet tall, with silver hair. His unshaved and scarred face is worn from years of body-breaking work. He has an eye patch over his left eye, with a massive scar bleeding out from the corner of the patch. Holding up a roll of tobacco to his lips, Oren lifts his right index finger to the end, and a flame erupts from his fingertip. He takes a deep breath in and then slowly exhales. Your friend has been making a mess of the city, Arn says while rolling his upper lip in slight irritation. Swinging my feet around to the edge of the bed, I squint at him in curiosity. I don't have any friends. Grabbing his heart, Arn jokingly feints pain.
Oh, that hurts, Desmond. In here I thought we were practically family.
Starting to get annoyed by the small talk, I motion with my right hand and shrug with my shoulders, signaling for him to get to the point.
You really ought to lighten up.
Taking another drag from his roll, he sat in my chair by my desk.
The swordsman, he's almost toppled the dojo.
My eyes perk up at the statement. The dojo is a notorious crime syndicate in the city. Mostly known for dealing drugs in the poor district, they've slowly built an empire. It's the same organization that Bill and his men work through. Or, at least they did. Really, from what I've seen him do, I'm not too surprised. Arn looks at me with a raised brow.
And what have you seen?
I tilt my head back and close my eyes as I roll my neck side to side. I've completely recovered from any real injuries, but the stress as of late has really tightened up my neck. Not a damn clue. Arn lets out a subtle laugh and reveals a slight smirk.
He's that good, is he?
He says while smothering the end of his roll into the top of the table. He really is. Arn licks his fingers and dabs the burnt end of the roll before putting it into his left breast pocket.
Good. Maybe he'll be able to help you with this assignment.
Fully awake now, my forehead creases in curiosity and suspicion. Which assignment would that be? Did something new come down from up top?
Actually, yes. It's time we parted ways with the dojo. They fulfilled their purpose, and now it's time for us to cut any loose ends.
This really caught me by surprise. We've been working closely with the dojo for nearly 2 years, and they've never let us down. They're an organization that's known for keeping their lips shut. So much so that each member has a curse written on their tongue, binding them to secrecy. What reason could we possibly have to cut ties with such an efficient group? Oh well, it's not my place to ask questions. I am a shadow of the blade, not its owner. Where it goes, I follow. That is the creed of a blade. Mason won't be an easy kill, you know. Even with Monty, it might not be enough, I reply. Standing up from the chair, Arn walks toward my bedroom door. He leans against the wall next to it and grabs the handle, letting me know our conversation is almost at an end.
We know, Des. Luckily for you, the constable is hiring him.
The constable? I say in surprise.
Yes, our walkers have informed us that the constable is making a task force. Luckily, he won't be part of it himself. So far, he's collected one other individual. He's a former city guard turned mercenary. His name is Simon, and he's fairly well known around here as what he would call a capital acquisition specialist.
Okay, so he's a goon, I say with a slight laugh. Where do people come up with these terms? I shake my head with a dumbfounded look on my face.
A goon maybe, but a very dangerous one at that,
Arn replies. I reach down to the floor and pick up a pair of socks. The city has many men like this. It leaves me a bit curious. Why would the constable want to hire someone with a history like his? I got you. I begin putting them on while still maintaining my focus on Arn.
We need you on that team. We have to ensure that Mason doesn't survive the raid. Can you handle that?
I nod my head in confirmation. This job won't be an easy one. I've heard terrible stories about the dojo leader Mason. When we first started working with him, I investigated him. His skills as a fighter are well regarded, but his techniques and secrets are a complete mystery. We'll be going in blind. Consider it done. Arn opens the door with a pleased look on his face.
Good. Oh, and this.
I look up at him as he stands halfway in the hallway.
Try not to get so injured on this one. Those potions aren't cheap, you know.
He shoots a smile and shakes his head, closing the door behind him.